Xuanji, Shilian says, which in response, Xuanji asks him, did he send you to look for me? Why didn't he came for me himself? Is his heart made of stone? I committed treason and ruined my legs for him. How could he just leave me like this? My lord, please help us. Shilian turns his head to see this man here grabbing the kid by his hair. He says, get off me, you useless thing. What do you think will happen if you draw the ghost bride's attention? Ah, the kid screams, and she's trying to stop him. Girl says he wants to pretend this child is the ghost groom and turn him for the reward. Shillian says, return to the barrier quickly. Before he could even think, Xuanji just comes with speed. Slash. Blood spread everywhere. General, there is no need to kill anymore, Shillian says. Xuanji says, I burned your temples and killed your followers, all so that you would come see me at least once. My lord, is she crazy? Do you know how many lives waited? Xuanji says, and she's literally scared. I mean, she just killed someone in front of her, nah. It's alright, you should step back. Shillian's trying to comfort her. Why won't you look at me? Shannon's practically, Xuanji is screaming. Fine. If you love seeing other women smile so much, I will let you have a nice long look. She's become just crazy. I mean, she was crazy, but now she's completely lost her mind. My lord, be careful. Fush. Shillian used Rui. Bind. Shillian says. Xuanjin screaming, ah. That kid runs to Xiao. She says, I'm sorry, my lord, I wasn't able to help. In response, which Shillian says, no. If you hadn't drawn her attention away, I wouldn't have been able to defeat her so easily. It's all thanks to you. Hehe, she smiles. You, in the future, please don't descend the mountain only to steal food. If no one can take care of you, you need to find a way to support yourself, okay? Dot dot dot. If he agrees, I can take care of him. Shellen says, really? Thank you, my lord. I didn't really have many happy times in my life. Maybe I was born unlucky. But even so, she dies. And of course, he will cry. I mean, she was the only one who took care of her instead of beating her. Actually, in this moment, in this particular moment, I also felt sad. Yes, sorry, outside is raining, so don't mind the sounds, okay? In this scene, I also at some point felt so sad for her. I mean, she was the only one who took care of him. In the last moment, Shillen says in his mind, child, you are stronger than I am. Suddenly, some bell sounds came. Dong, dong. Yeah, sorry, the rain is getting just out of hand. I mean, I can't even do anything. So, yeah, sorry. Huh? What? Where is that sound coming from? And chapter 11 ends here. Some heavenly soldiers, and in front of them was a man. Came from heaven. General Pei Su, General Pei Jr. Nanfang tells, sub-deity of Mingguang Temple, Pei Su. We've been informed by the Palace of Linwen that the matter at Yujun Mountain has to do with the Palace of Mingguan. Thank you for your hard work, Your Highness the Crown Prince, Peisu says. Shilian examines him. Shilian thinks, I've always heard that the Pei household had two ascendants. Other than General Pei becoming the martial god of the north, his descendant Pei Su also ascended and became the sub-deity of the Mingguang Palace. Speaking of which, that's a rather odd story. Xuanji hurts Pei. Husband Pei Ming, is that you? You finally came to see me? Thug, like this scene is like so I don't know how should I describe it. This scene is just so creepy or disgusting, I don't know. Xuanji stops. Who are you? Where's Pei Ming? Xuanji says. And if we look at Pei Su, I mean, he's looking so hot right now, and the sharp eyes is just killing. Pei Su says, General Pei has more important matters to deal with right now. General Xuanji, let's be on our way. And tears fell from Xuanji's eyes. Back then, he would cross half a country just to see me. How important are these matters of his that he can't even come to see me this once? He just doesn't want to come. Xuanji is like, I also felt sad for Xuanji. Okay. I mean, she's crying and, you know, the heavenly soldier grabbed her. Pei Ming! Xuanji screams, and here comes our curse. Here comes our Xuanji's curse. Pei Ming, I curse you. Heavenly soldiers are literally like dragging her. And she's like, Pei Ming, I curse you. If you ever love another in this life, I curse you to be the same as I am, not receiving what you most desire and constantly burned by its flames. Well, that's a powerful curse, I would say. I'm sorry you had to witness something this shameful, Your Highness. I bid you farewell. General Pei Su, please wait. May I be so bold to ask how exactly do you plan to deal with Xuanji? She will be sealed beneath a mountain. She unwillingly committed treason for General Pei. If her obsession does not weaken, I'm afraid that this won't be long-term solution. Willingly committed treason for General Pei? She said that? At the time, General Xuanji offered to leak military secrets to General Pei because of her feelings for him. But my general was not willing to fight a one-sided battle and refused. Later on, she ruined both her legs so that General Pei could not abandon her. But she still refused to marry her, so she ruthlessly killed her for the sole purpose of making him feel guilty. In my opinion, if General Xuanji had just let go of her feelings earlier, she wouldn't have not ended up in this state. So Your Highness need not to pity her. Farewell. General Pei Su leaves. Shilian and Nanfang are standing there, and the dead brides are here also. What a strange person, Nanfang says. Shilian says, for those who were not directly involved, it's difficult to judge the situation between General Xuanji and General Pei. It's such a shame, all those poor brides. It's truly tragic. Nanfang looks at Shilian, ... And the chapter also ends here. So in my opinion, both of them are kind of how do I say, fucked up. Like in the Donghua, it's kind of clear. Like General Pei also, like when he wanted, he had fun with Xuanji, not caring about her feelings. On the other hand, Xuanji literally, like, she doesn't care if hundreds of people die. She just wants to be with him. She even killed those poor brides. Like, in both of the sides, like, both of them are wrong. So yeah, I think I should end this video before it gets too long. So yeah, let's meet in the next chapter. Chapter 13 starts with birds chirping. The night has ended. They gave Yang a proper burial. Like, he is standing there. I mean, I feel like so bad for him. Shilen breaks the silence and says, I had Nanfang send them back. They will tell everyone that you're not a bad person. Blood drop. Shilen notices that. Are you hurt? Let me take a. He backs away. Let me take a look. I mean, before they could say he backs away, so there we got the look. Don't be afraid. You need to be tempted to if you are hurt. I promise your facial scars won't scare me. Shilin's trying to comfort him. He widened his eyes. After that, he comes back normal. He slowly removes the bandages, and Shilian is shocked. Okay, he's like super shocked right now because there's like so many scars on his face. I mean, we will know in the future. So if any of you have seen the if you have read the novel, you will know what this is. Like, Shilen just like shocked, traumatized. Like, you can't read this expression. And we get a small flashback, I think. Yeah, this is I think a small kind of flashback to people standing there, and everything is destroyed, and we see a man with a half smiling, half crying mask. Well, it's not in the full frame, so yeah, let me just scroll it. Yeah, this. Yeah, Nanfang is lying the bodies down. The scene shifts. Nanfang says, okay, 70, not a single one missing. This will make it easier when people come to identify the corpses later. Pat pat. Why are you sitting here in a daze? Where is that child? Wasn't he determined to follow you just a second ago? Not even that could have separated from you, Nanfang says. Shilian, on the other hand, is shocked. I mean, he says he has the human face disease. Nanfang is also shocked. He winded his eyes. He says, how is that possible? That thing was eliminated hundreds of years ago and the source of it has disappeared. You probably saw it wrong. Shilian says, it's the very same disease that destroyed the country of Xianlei 800 years ago. Others may mistake it, but not me. Never. Is his human face disease contagious? Nanfang says. In response, Vishilan says, I don't think so. The human face disease is highly contagious. The entirety of the Eugene Mountain would have already been infected if that child's disease was still in the transmittable stage. He's probably cured. He has scars he can't get rid of. Then I'm afraid that means he's no ordinary person, Nanfang says. Shilan says, it's my fault that he ran away. My reaction was so strong that it scared him. We need to find him quickly. Nanfang taps him. Shilan says, hey! Nanfang says, Eugene Mountain is huge. We won't be able to find him with just the two of us. We need to get help. You're right. We must immediately report this to the Heavenly Court. Where's Fuyao? Why isn't he back yet? We both ran out of the same temple at the same time and he went in opposite directions, but it shouldn't be taking him this long. Step. Fu Yao's coming, like fully covered in blood, and he has this gloomy mood. You're hurt, Shilen says. In response, Fu Yao says, this isn't my blood. And you can look into Nanfang's expression like, what the hell? Then where did you go to get covered in so much blood? Fu Yao just rolls his eyes. After I left, I went north to try and dissect the ghost brides, but I ended up in the corpse forest. Corpse forest? What corpse forest? The forest of hanging corpses, Nanfang says. Fu Yao nods. Shilin is completely clueless. He's asking, what are you talking about? The forest of hanging corpses from the green light that roams the dark. I never thought that Xuanji knew Qirong. Shilin is completely clueless. He's thinking, the forest of the hanging corpses, the green light that roams in the dark. Qirong? You don't know about the green ghost Qirong? I do not. Green ghost? You aren't very knowledgeable, Your Highness. What have you been doing this past couple of centuries? Probably collecting scraps. Shilin just awkwardly laughs, and then Nanfang explains to him. In terms of his abilities, the green ghost Qirong isn't much of a threat. According to the palace of Linwen, he is only considered a near devastation ghost, not a true ghost king. Wherever he goes, he likes to create a forest of hanging corpses to make a rain of crimson red. He has really bad taste. Fu Yao clenches the cloth. He says, will we be after done the people at the foot of the mountain come and claim the corpses? Yes, but we can't wait any longer. We need to head back immediately. What's wrong? Fu Yao asks, ... like that, thinking like, who's gonna tell him? This place has human face disease. Now even Fu Yao is shocked. Like, what you say? And chapter 14 ends here. Chapter 15 starts and we see within the communication array General Nanfang Fengshen. General Pei Jr. Has old General Pei returned yet? If he's back already, then he must come and see Xuanji. We want to seal her away once she tells us about the green ghost about. But she's gone crazy. All she does is scream for General whenever we try to question her. Mingguang Palace, Peisu. There's no point in him seeing her. She will only become crazier. Crown Place of Shilian. Excuse me, is the green ghost Qirong really on Yujin Mountain? Question mark. No, he's not. That corpse forest was just something Xuanji made to worship him. After she died, Xuanji didn't have the strength to cause any trouble. But once she received the green ghost's favor, her powers grew stronger and she was able to wreak havoc in the mortal realm. Fengshin says, fuck it, I can't take this anymore. I don't care. Just call the general. We see outside the communication area where Shenlan says, it seems they are pushing all the blame onto Xuanji. Whatever, finding Lingwen is more important right now. And we see the heaven, like, it's just so beautiful. We see heavenly capital, the palace of Linwen is so big. The human face disease is of great importance, so the palace of Linwen will put all of its efforts into finding the boy within the head bandages. As for the child spirit your highness spoke of, we have yet to find it. If we find anything later on, we shall notify you, Linwen says. This trip to the north ended up pulling you into many different problems. Thank you for your hard work, Your Highness. Your 8.8 million merit debt has been fully paid off. I received help from Fengshin and Mukin's subordinates, and from the sub-deity of the palace of Mingguang, Pei Su. I can't thank them enough. Well, since General Pei was the one who caused all this trouble, it's only natural that Pei Jr. would come to clean up his mess. There is no need for your highness to be so polite as for the two officials. Shailen looks kind of confused. He says, "What about them?" They descended to the mortal realm without their generals knowing to earn merits. They will naturally be rewarded for their works. So again, there is no need for your highness to feel in debt to them. Shailen says, "That's right. Well, I was down there. I met someone who could control silver butterflies. Would you happen to know who was that person could be?" Here he just bombed it. The scrolls from in Linwen's hand fell. Clatter, clatter, clatter. The face of pure horror. Silver butterflies? Your Highness, you really not know? I mean, she's just so scared, I think. Like, look, this is the face of pure horror. Should I know? Shailen says. He's completely clueless of this situation. Okay. Linwen exhales, picking up the scrolls that fell from her hand. Your Highness, have you heard of the 4 famous tales and 4 famous calamities? Linwen says. Prince who pleased the gods, young lord who poured the wine, the general who broke his sword, the princess who slit her throat. In this 4, the 4 famous tales, the first one is obviously Shilian, but I'm completely clueless about the other 3. Okay. So if any of you know about the other 3, please tell me. These 4 scenes, the prince who pleased the gods, is referred to the grand parade that Your Highness participated in many years ago with martial might in an offering to the gods. As I said, the first one is obviously Shilian. Linwen continues. The other 3 scenes are florid tales about a couple of heavenly officials from before their ascension. As for the 4 calamities, they are ghost kings of the ghost realm, the only ghosts who have been given the devastation rank. You must avoid provoking them at all cost, Your Highness. In this, the chapter 15 ends. So, as much I love this chapter, so yeah, the 4 famous tales and 4 famous calamities. So the first one was obviously Shilian, but I don't know about the other 3: the prince who poured the wine, the general who broke his sword, and the princess who slit her throat. If you have read I think it's in the novel, even in the Donghua it hasn't been explained. So if any of you know about that, please leave it in the comments for others. So yeah, let's meet in episode 16.